Yeah, yeah. I was actually going to ask you about that. I know I was going to say that you obviously went to school for it and you've been kind of studying it on your own, but this comes from your own personal experience, right? Like, I think you broke your toe, and then you made a salve and kind of started to heal yourself. Can you tell us a little bit about that and kind of like how that process happened, and what did you notice that changed?
Yeah, this is all. So this actually happened also living in Argentina. So I, like I said, I love nature. I love working with nature. I always have a garden. Wherever I go, I plant. I plant something. I don't. Everywhere I go, and I always take Comfrey with me because I use Comfrey as my garden fertilizer. Comfrey is a plant. It's a dynamic
Okay.
accumulator. It mines minerals out of the soil and brings it up into its leaves and its roots. So what I did originally with Comfrey is I'd plant it around my garden beds. I'd plant it around my fruit trees. Whenever the leaves would come out, I would just cut the leaves and put them around my fruit trees, or I'd cut the leaves and throw them in my garden beds. And I'd use it as a natural fertilizer for my garden, so I didn't have to put anything that's synthetic on my soil. Always looking for natural ways to increase soil. And so I would take root wherever I went. So when we moved to Argentina, I put comfrey root in my suitcase and I took it to Argentina with us. And when I got there, I planted it, and then I eventually had comfrey growing. And it got to the point where I had so much leaf because we were living in a place where we had no backyard. It was all cement. So the whole backyard was cement, and I had probably in my front yard I had maybe 8 foot by 8 foot square biggest. I mean, that's all I had to plant. So I had four planter boxes in my backyard, and I had this 8 by 8. So I had all this comfrey leaf. So I was like, well, what am I going to do with all this comfrey leaf? Funny thing about the garden, though, in my front yard, um, I probably ate maybe 20% because people would come by and just take it. So they'd come by and they'd just take it. We'd go out there and we'd see all our squash is gone. We'd come by, and it was funny because they wouldn't take and just rip out the lettuce. They'd actually cut the lettuce and take the lettuce with them. They'd cut the lettuce and take it with them, and they would grow back. They weren't like, I don't think they were robbing it. They were just like, well, I think I can eat this, so I'll just cut this and take this with me. So a lot of my stuff in my front yard garden I didn't get to enjoy, but I had all this leaf, and it was actually my dad. My dad's like, well, make a salve out of it. You got all this leaf. So I did. I found a recipe. I dried comfrey leaf from my front yard. I made a comfrey salve, and then I just put it in my fridge. I was like, I have no idea what I'm going to use this for. So I just put it in my fridge. 5 days later, I was playing soccer with my buddies, and I was on defense, offensive player. We were coming. We were both going for the ball. I know this is very embarrassing. We both missed the ball, and all of his force and all of my force went into my big toe, my big left toe, and I broke my big toe on my left foot. So not much you can do with broken toes. It's like, well,
Oh
experiment time
man.
on myself. I just started to apply this salve every 3 hours just to see what would happen. I had no idea what was going to happen. I went from breaking my toe playing soccer to playing basketball 10 days later. And I was like, okay, this doesn't make physiological sense. What's going on here? So I jumped down this rabbit hole of comfrey. And I found out that, first of all, its nickname in plant medicine, so it's been used traditionally for thousands of years, its nickname in plant medicine was knit bone. So specifically used for broken bones. I was like, okay, this is crazy. How does that even work? And then so I went and I continued down this rabbit hole, and I found out that this plant is actually backed by science now. So it's not just traditional use anymore. It's got science backing it up. This plant has six medicinal compounds, but the one that I think helps most with physical injury it's a compound called allantoin. And allantoin has been scientifically proven to increase the proliferation rate of tissue cells. So it speeds up what the body does naturally. So you injure yourself by applying this. The body at the cellular level remodels the broken tissue faster, allowing you to heal yourself faster. And of course, the faster you heal, the faster you get symptom relief. Like what I did is like, this is insane. Of course, I did apply it frequently. But since then, I started to offer it to
Hmm.
my patients in Argentina. I was like, hey, try this. Try this on the sprained ankle. Or try this on your knee. See what happens. Try this on your spine. And they're all coming back like, what is this stuff? I was like, it's comforting. and and they so it, I started to offer it to my patients in Argentina, and then we ended up coming back to the United States, and then we went and yeah, we just continued to offer to people. We offer it on Amazon more than anything now. I still do offer it to my patients, but they usually go to Amazon to buy it. So it's a comfrey salve that I offer on Amazon, which has been helping thousands of people heal themselves faster. So it's really cool to see something that I kind of made on accident help people heal themselves faster, that is actually science based now. So it's not just traditionally used. There's science behind this wonderful plant called comfrey. I recommend everyone have it in their backyard.